What's up, everybody? It's Alexa with Grace and Cherish, where we are making beautiful and hospitable places. It's a new day, and today we are talking about seed starting. I'm really excited. Here's one example of the seeds we'll be starting today. I am focusing on starting our tomato seeds. We have a couple different ones, and our bell peppers. Those are my first and foremost. I want to make sure that we start. But I also have a ton of other seeds that have come in that I'm really excited to be planting throughout the season. Sunflowers are my favorite flowers, so we'll have some of those. Marigolds, which are great to have as companion plants, and also help fight off some things in the garden when you plant them next to other fruit and vegetables. More sunflower seeds, a lot of sunflower seeds. I am also looking at doing dried flowers this year, so I do have some varieties of straw flower, for example, to put in the garden. But yeah, lots of things. Some I'm gonna be starting today, like this lilac bell pepper. Grew this last year and it was really fun to eat and it tasted great. And we have some more. I did not grow this variety. Those are collards, I'm not doing those yet. I did not do this variety last year, but I am gonna do it this year. It's a firecracker pepper, so I'm excited. We did grow fish peppers last year, which were phenomenal. So we'll see how that goes. I got that from a friend who also gardens and had the starts and sold them to me. So what I'm gonna do today is very similar to what I did last year in our seed starting. And I actually used these, because I used these last year, I wanna use them again, mostly because I don't wanna waste the plastic. I don't wanna do single-use plastic, so I'm gonna use them again. So I have these, but I also have the party cups, and I definitely like planting in these to do seed starting as well. So I'm gonna start a lot of the peppers and tomatoes in here and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna, oh, and actually I'm gonna be doing, the double cup method. And so I'm gonna try this, which I was doing some research on YouTube University, and I saw how one guy, who I do not remember his name, but I can link to his video because I want to give credit where credit's due. He had the whole double cup. I'm sure other people on YouTube have done it too, but it, with bottom watering, which you can see there are holes on the bottom of here for the water, the roots to be able to get the water from the bottom up, right? Mimicking nature. And I want, with the clear cup, you're able to kind of see a little bit better when, with the water in there. I like being able to see what's going on. So when the water's in, you can see how much, has actually been taken compared to here. It's hard for me to fully tell how much water is has been taken up unless I just lift this up, which isn't a big deal, but I figured why not try it? So I got some clear cups to do that. So last year I also used seed starting mix, which honestly it worked out fine. The seeds started okay, but I'm gonna try something different this year, and I actually got a potting soil mix instead. I remember last year learning from people that was completely fine to do and worked out well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try that. So I'm gonna be doing that. I actually realized I have my tomatoes and my peppers out, but this is where I keep my seeds year round, in these great little containers. But speaking of, this is what I needed. I have broccoli and some more tomato seeds. I'm gonna take those out, but broccoli is one I definitely want to plant. Now, I ordered from dollarseed.com at the same time that I ordered from M.I. Gardner and Baker Creek, and I have not received my dollarseed.com order. I finally just got in my M.I. Gardner one just a couple days ago. I ordered a couple weeks ago, but I know with everything going on, it's been kind of a crazy time. I understand shipping might be delayed, but because I don't have those seeds, one, I can't show them to you, but also I am missing a couple things I did want to start now. I'm gonna have to wait until those seeds come in, but it's all good. I've got plenty of work before me right now, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna get the potting soil. Whoop, hey camera, going down there. I'm gonna get the potting soil. Let me tighten this up. All right, I'm gonna get that with this brand I've never used, but it came recommended, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna use this one, and then I'm just gonna put it in here so I can just grab and go. My hands are cold. It's about 30 degrees here in Atlanta today. I might have grown up in the suburbs outside of Chicago, used to cold, but I'm a wimp. I do not like the cold. That's why I moved to the South. So anyway, I'm just kidding. That's actually not why, but part of the reason, one of the perks. I don't have a knife on me, and I don't have scissors on me. Let's see if I can just rip this. But one of the things that I'm just excited about with seed starting is the fact that there's just so much hopefulness. Like, it's just such a beautiful sowing seeds, hopefulness of growth and new life. Like, it's something that I feel like we need right now because there's just so much craziness and hard things and joyful things are going on in the world right now. And so I'm excited to just be participating in earth and growing in nature. So one thing you have to do is moisten this a little bit. So I'm gonna moisten it before I put more in there. You really want this to actually be moist. Not dripping water, but moist. I don't think I did it moist enough in some of the other ones I did, but this one feels much, much better. Someone came to visit us. The goats love climbing up on these steps too, but chickens came to say hello. So when I was researching growing tomatoes again, I had my experience doing it last year, which was really helpful. But as I was researching a bit more, I learned about the tiny hairs that you can see on a tomato plant. And what I didn't know is that those tiny hairs can eventually become roots. And so one of the things that as I'm starting seeds now, and I'm using a larger cup so that I can, have them start as their seedlings in here. And then as they grow and they get a bit above the rim of this cup, I'll be able to see those tiny hairs. I saw them last year, I just didn't know what they were. But one of the things that's a benefit is that once I wait till the plant's a little bit above the rim of this cup, and I'll have all of this space right here that I can fill up with more potting soil, which adds more nutrients, but it also will allow for those hairs, it's gonna allow those to turn into roots. So then when I go and I plant my tomatoes, and again, it'll just help them to be stronger. Ooh. Something's happening with the chickens, but it'll just help them to grow stronger. And so that's something that I'm really excited about. Let me go check on the girls. My hands are very cold and this isn't that warm anymore, so I might have to warm it up, but it's okay. It's still fun at least. One of the things that I've talked about many times, Philo, hosting events, bringing people together. Firmly believe that hospitality is something that can transform your home, your life, your community. That's how I approach interior design, because that's something that I do part-time, and just doing a lot of own work in my own house. But also with Philo, when we had prayed and decided that this was where we're gonna pray. I don't even know if decided is the right word. When God gives you a vision of something, and it's just like, we didn't decide anything except, I guess we did to say follow, like, yes, we're gonna follow you. So one of the things that I had been feeling for a while is there's this group I'm a part of on Facebook that is for homesteaders, and it is nationwide, and I actually think there are people outside of the US that are in it as well. But there are people, a contingent of people that are in Georgia, Atlanta area, all that. So I just decided a week or two ago that I was gonna put something out there and just say, hey, if you wanna get together, I'd love to get together with you, and I can host it at my house, and we can just come see the property. Let's talk about all things homesteading, gardening, animals. Like, let's just get together, right? Because I think that's just a beautiful thing, and we need to be doing that in community. And what I didn't expect was the response. Right now, there's a little over 250 people who have responded that they would like to come. Some people are actually out of state and said that they want to come. Other people live down the street. They're in the same city that I'm in, which, I would have never met them had I not put that post up there. So I'm excited. We're gonna host that event in April. Once I realized how many people were gonna be here and that I have no outdoor bathrooms, I got a little nervous because I don't have any outdoor bathrooms. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna do with that, but I'm just gonna go with the Lord, because one person, when I shared how many people responded and my surprise at that, she's like, she had said something like, just basically how God, she's like, look what God did kind of thing. And I'll be honest, when I first heard that, when I first saw how many people responded, I didn't think of it like that, which is weird given the whole point of what we do here. But I was like, wow, this is so big. And then I was kind of overwhelmed at like, shoot, am I going to be able to provide for them? And also, are they expecting something? I was just thinking a bunch of people getting together, sharing ideas, and everything. And I was like, oh no, is this going to be bigger? Do I have to do more? Da, da, da. But when she said that about just like, wow, look how the Lord, brought all these people together, I was like, you're right. And if the Lord brought them all together, I don't gotta stress about anything. I can do my due diligence to be a good host, to show hospitality, which I'm really excited about, and to just gather people together. But that was it. That was my hope, and that's what people were responding to, just that desire to come together. And what I love about that is that you can do that anywhere. Any of us can do that. You right now, from wherever you are, can put up something on Facebook or find some group that has to do with homesteading. It wasn't even Georgia homesteaders that I looked at. It was homesteading in general. And yet I had all of this response. And so it just was encouraging. It was encouraging how many people are out there trying to grow their own food, learn how to work with the land to provide for themselves, for others. And I'm hopeful that it will just be the beginning. All right, that took longer than I wanted to, but that's okay. I'm gonna start. I wanna start with my tomatoes and peppers. All right. So I'm actually gonna start with a lilac bell pepper because I already have a cup labeled lilac bell pepper. So I'm gonna do a couple. I like to do 3 seeds. Some people only do 2 for insurance. I'm gonna do 3. All right, 3. Let's see. It's exciting. The seed starting part. It's the most fun to me. What I'm gonna do is I just cover them lightly, and then what I'll do is I'll actually separate them out once they start growing a little bit, and I'll put them in their own. One tip when you are seed starting is to make sure that you sift out your potting soil mix or your seed starting mix. I don't know if this is gonna focus, but you see this big chunk? We don't want that in there because that could hinder this little seedling from growing. So make sure you sift things out if you can. I was actually supposed to upload this video on Friday when I originally filmed it, but I never got to it. So today is now Monday, and the good news about the delay is that I can show you some of these seeds that have already started germinating. So some of the other seeds that are already coming up are the tomato red cherry and the Aunt Molly's ground cherry. So those are already coming up now. I see a few others. Let's see, my Brussels sprouts are coming up on one side. So I'm definitely gonna have to get these into the basement where we have our grow lights and start getting those going. I have not had as good of success with my germination for these, for the seeds that I put in here. I talked about how it was double cupping. I have water that's been going in here up through the bottom. I put saran wrap to cover to kind of create that dome like I have here, and things have not been going as well with the germination. I'm going to give it another day or two, so you know, I'm not giving up anything yet, but I am paying attention to what I might need to do differently in order to help those seeds germinate. Those are mostly tomatoes. Those are all tomatoes and bell peppers that I have in those cups. So we'll see how all of that goes. I'm not worried about it yet, but I am gonna go. I'm so thankful that you've been here with me today. I hope that you know that you are a person of significance. When I make these videos, I like sharing the information and things I'm learning and what we're doing in Philo and the bigger picture of it all. But most importantly, if there's anything that happens from these videos, it's that I hope that you know that you're a person that matters and that you're a person who is loved. And while you're not more important than anyone else, you're definitely not less important than anyone else either. And I hope that you go and you just live from that place of knowing you're deeply loved. And with sowing seeds, remember, we are sowing hope. And it's a small act of just saying, I'm hopeful and I believe in what can come in growth. And I hope that as you are sowing seeds, or if you are, you know, really still in the depths of winter, as much of the country still is, I hope that even as you dream of sowing seeds, that it is something that is encouraging to you, and that as you are encouraged, that you go and spread that encouragement and joy and hope to those around you. Thanks for hanging out with me. I look forward to seeing you next time.